Hello, everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers September 22nd to 26th. Tracy's heartbreak and Dante's crisis. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week, then we'll dive into what's ahead for next week. General Hospital spoilers. Wednesday, September 17th, Drew's shooting, Brit's mystery, and bribery scandals. On Wednesday, September 17th, we've got Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, in a bit of a panic. No doubt it's about Drew Kane Quartermain's, Cameron Matheson, shooting. The baseball bat was an item of interest for the PCPD, and Kai's fingerprints are on it. Granted, he is an assistant who's over at the house. He has a key. His prints being on the thing isn't unusual. However, the bat was found near the body. Good thing he wasn't hit with a bat. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, has to deliver some sad news on Wednesday, and this may be part of his conversation with Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault. Lives have been lost while she was gone, so it could be about that. Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, talks to Tracy on Wednesday and says that for her sake, she hopes she takes this chance. I don't know if it is getting on the right side of the custody issues or making amends with Drew. That seems like a real long shot. General Hospital, Brit's intense encounter. Brit has a very intense encounter. She's going to wake up in bed somewhere asking, "Where the heck am I?" Maybe Jason got her a place to stay. Maybe she's at Sidwell's, Carlo Rota. Maybe he scooped her up at Pascal's, Mark Forget, request. I don't think she's in danger quite yet, so maybe it's Jason's room. Dante compares notes with Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, and I wonder if he is going to tell Dante about the bribe evidence that was found in Drew's safe. I can't remember if Dante knows that already or not. Plus, Harrison tells Brooke Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, that he has information that could stop Willow from destroying her life. Again, it's the Drew bribery stuff based on this theory that he was paying to keep the kids away from her, which doesn't make sense. This just feels very poorly executed to me. From a storyline standpoint, it feels like a big stretch. General Hospital spoilers. Cody is stunned. Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, tells Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, that he's not sure what incentive she has to keep her mouth shut. I believe they're talking about Brit not spilling the beans about her being a WSB agent. I think Jocelyn trusts her because Brit has literally saved her life. It's not like she and Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, are besties. She hates Carly. Speaking of her, Carly tells Jason that if he finds out something about one of her kids, he has to tell her, and he's sitting on this information about Jocelyn being a WSB agent. Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, is completely stunned, and it may be that adorable little Outback stole his sandwich. Then Dante is showing up, and I wonder if he's going to tell Cody that that's the dog Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, and his son Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, are looking for. Dante also asked Cody to stop him from doing something stupid. I wonder if it is confronting Brit, telling her to stay away from Rocco Falconeri, Finn Francis Carr. We'll find out more. They're good friends, though. General Hospital spoilers. Thursday, September 18th. Brit's dilemma, Molly's secret, and family bonds. On Thursday, September 18th, Brit has to swallow her pride. She's broke and she's on the run from these bad people. Will she ask Jason for help? Will she circle back around to Liesl Albrecht, Kathleen Gotti, to ask for a loan? Liesl would give her money even though she was mad about it. We also have on Thursday Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, being secretive. It could be about getting all up in her feelings for Cody, about the new romance novel she's written basically about him. Maybe it's info about the Drew bribery stuff since she works in the ADA's office. She might have heard about this. Jason does some bonding with Tracy, and Gio goes to ask for Sonny Corinthos's, Maurice Bernard, help. Maybe they don't know about the dog being found at this point because he had told Emma that he would go ask Sonny to put up a reward, but it may be about something else. Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, opens up about her feelings to her mom, Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, and I'm sure it's about missing her Papa Valentine Cassadine, James
General
Patrick
Hospital
Stewart. Spoilers. Friday, September 19th, Monica's fate, Jason's regret, and shocking discoveries. On Friday, September 19th, Dante is pleading. I wonder if this is when he finds Monica Quartermaine, Leslie Charlson, passed away and is begging her to wake up. I don't know if they're going to have her unseen or a body double. Over on Days of Our Lives, they had a situation where it happened twice. A couple of veteran actors passed away, and they brought in a body double for one of the people who died in his sleep. You just saw him under the covers, and they had him in a hairpiece that looked similar. I don't know if they're going to do something like that. We have Jason expressing his regret on Friday, and it may be about his past estrangement from his adoptive mother, Monica. We know that Jason makes a call by the end of this week to report a death, so that may happen on Cliffhanger Friday. Lulu helps the victim of an accident, and rumors hint that this might be when we catch a peek of Nathan West, Ryan Pavey. Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, has some bad news for Drew, and she might be telling him that Monica has passed away. Gio is stepping up for Emma on Friday. General Hospital, the devastating loss of Monica Quartermaine, a tribute to Leslie Charlson. The week of September 22nd through the 26th, word is going to spread about the death of Monica, and all of Port Charles is going to be devastated. Get out your tissues, you're going to need them Friday. You're going to need them next week. You're probably going to need them for the next couple of weeks, I would say up until her memorial. This is so sad. Leslie Charlson is someone that I have seen on my screen the entirety of my viewership of General Hospital since I was a kid. I've said this before if you listen regularly. Watching with my much older sister who got me to watch GH from the Luke Spencer, Anthony Geary, and Laura Spencer, Jeannie Francis, days. Monica's always been on GH my whole life, so I'm sad. I know you're going to be sad, too, and we'll all just be sad together. General Hospital next week, Brit's future, Nathan West's return, and Port Charles drama. Brit is trying to mend fences next week with Liesl, and the return of her brother, Nathan, is going to be absolutely stunning. It may help heal the rift between his mom and his sister. I do wonder if at some point Brit is going to get her medical license back, or if she's going to do research work. There is a rumor that she's going to be back at General Hospital, but the WSB is interested in talking to her as well. Maybe she'll end up working for Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. We'll see. Lulu has two tough choices ahead about her kids, about Rocco and Brit, and also about letting Charlotte Valentine or not. Sunny is trying to figure out the best way forward to help Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson. The DA is not entirely sure she can move forward with what was found in Drew's safe. Plus, he will deny it. He's got Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, back working for him. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think if they dig in that they're going to find that money actually tracing back to him, because you would think $1 million missing out of one of his accounts would be noticeable. Justinda's alibi firm Michael might not stick under pressure, especially if she needs more money. She may be for sale to the highest bidder. Jason does want to win Brit over, but he also has to focus on Monica's memorial. Port Charles apart, Tracy's heartbreak and Dante's crisis. Hold on to your hats, General Hospital fans, because the week of September 22nd to 26th is poised to be one of the most explosive, heart-wrenching, and shocking weeks in recent memory. Port Charles is reeling from the aftermath of a tragic event, and two of its most iconic characters, Tracy Quartermaine and Dante Falconeri, are about to be put through the emotional ringer. The devastation is palpable, the secrets are unraveling, and the stakes have never been higher. Tracy's world comes crashing down, a heartbreak of epic proportions. For a woman who has built a life on her sharp tongue and an impenetrable emotional armor, the next few days will see Tracy Quartermaine's defenses crumble in a way no one could have predicted. The source of her anguish? The devastating news that her beloved stepmother, Monica Quartermaine, has passed away. This isn't just a loss for the Quartermaine family, it's a gut punch to the very foundation of Port Charles. Monica, the steadfast matriarch, the brilliant doctor, and the one person who could always, somehow, get through to even the most hardened of her family members, is gone. The spoilers reveal a gut-wrenching scene where Jason Morgan delivers the somber news to Tracy. For a moment, the feisty Quartermaine will be in complete denial, refusing to believe the words, desperately clinging to the hope that it's a mistake. But Jason's confirmation will shatter that illusion, leaving her completely exposed and vulnerable. This shared grief between Jason and Tracy is a rare, poignant moment that highlights the depth of their connection to Monica, a woman who, despite their differences, loved them both fiercely. We will see a side of Tracy that is rarely on display: raw, unfiltered grief. The tough-as-nails facade will fall away, revealing a woman who is truly crushed. But the heartbreak doesn't end there. Tracy's ongoing conflict with Willow Tate is set to escalate. Spoilers indicate that Willow, of all people, will confront Tracy with some stern advice. Given their history of clashing over the Quartermaine family, it's likely this confrontation is about more than just grief. Could it be about the future of the family's assets, or perhaps something more personal? Whatever the subject, Willow's words will hit Tracy hard. With Monica gone, Tracy's position as the family matriarch is more complex than ever, and a challenge from Willow could be a final, agonizing blow. The emotional fallout from Monica's death will reverberate throughout the entire Quartermaine family, but for Tracy, it feels like the end of an era, and the beginning of a sorrowful, lonely new one. Dante's dark spiral, a crisis of conscience and loyalty. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Dante Falconeri is facing a crisis of his own. As a detective, Dante has always walked a fine line between his professional duties and his personal relationships. But this week, that line will become so blurred, it might just disappear entirely. The recent shooting of Drew Kane has put Dante squarely in the middle of a city-wide investigation, and the pressure is mounting. Spoilers reveal that Dante and Harrison Chase will be comparing notes, indicating they are closing in on a suspect. But who is it? And what will Dante do when he discovers the truth? The spoilers hint that Dante will catch Cody Bell in an awkward and unsettling moment, and that Dante is trying to prevent Cody from doing something stupid. Given that Cody is secretly hiding the dog, Outback, at the Quartermaine stables, this could be a moment of near discovery. But the crisis for Dante runs far deeper than a missing dog. His relationship with Britt Westbourne is a major source of tension. Britt, who has recently returned from the dead, is a central figure in the drama, and her return has complicated everything for Dante, especially concerning his son, Rocco. Dante finds himself caught between his loyalty to his family and his obligation to the law. He wants to protect his son from the dangerous world that Britt seems to attract, but he also has to navigate the emotional complexities of her return. The stress will be immense, and it's likely to push Dante to his breaking point. The spoilers suggest a crisis for Dante, and it's not just a professional one. His struggle is deeply personal. Can he maintain his objectivity as a cop when the people he loves are at the center of a criminal investigation? Can he stop Cody from making a terrible mistake without exposing his own biases? This week promises to be a crucible for Dante, testing his moral compass and forcing him to make impossible choices. The pressure from the ongoing investigation, combined with the personal chaos surrounding Britt and Cody, will leave him feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Will he crack under the pressure, or will he find a way to navigate this treacherous landscape? More shocking moments and lingering questions. Beyond the central stories of Tracy and Dante, the week is filled with other high-stakes drama. The city will mourn Monica Quartermaine, and her death will bring long-lost faces back to town, with rumors hinting at the possible return of Nathan West. This could provide a glimmer of hope for Liesl Albrecht, who is struggling to reconcile with her daughter, Britt. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Weber will deliver devastating news to Drew Kane, and it's a fair bet that this news is about Monica. The emotional devastation will be widespread, touching every corner of Port Charles. And as Jason expresses his deep regrets on Friday, it will be clear that Monica's passing is a monumental event that will change the landscape of the show for good. The week of September 22nd to 26th is not one to be missed. It is a masterclass in emotional storytelling, bringing together the past and present in a way that will leave fans on the edge of their seats. Tracy's raw, emotional collapse and Dante's intense personal crisis are just the tip of the iceberg. As secrets are revealed and allegiances are tested, Port Charles will be forever changed. Get ready for a week of heartbreak, high drama, and shocking revelations that will keep you talking long after the credits roll. September 19th. Gio steps up for Emma, Elizabeth delivers bad news to Drew. Also next on GH, Jason voices his regrets. Lulu helps an accident victim. And Danny issues a plea. In addition to Gio coming through for Emma, General Hospital spoilers for Friday, September 19, 2025, will also focus on Elizabeth delivering bad news to Drew. Also, Lulu helps an accident victim. Next on General Hospital. Maybe turning to his grandfather was the right move. Outback has been missing, and Emma, Braden Bruner, has been distraught. Of course, she thought the worst. However, Giovanni Mazza, decided to ask Sonny to pony up reward money for the safe return of the adorable dog everybody, including Cody, Josh Kelly, has fallen in love with. According to teasers, Gio comes through for Emma. So this might mean they find Outback. The question is, does Cody return him and cash in on that reward money? Seems like something he'd do, but maybe this time, he doesn't think about the money. In other news, Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, delivers bad news to Drew, Cameron Matheson. She may be the one to break it to Drew that Rick Hurst, has left town for a month-long digital detox, which means Willow, Caitlin McMullen, doesn't have a lawyer. Although Drew may not know that Judge Heron, Tessa Aubergenois, is dead and that her body washed up on the docks. Elizabeth could easily be the one to tell him that little development. Drew won't be happy to hear that. He had plans to frame Sonny for bribery. Wait until he hears what the cops found in his safe. Grief and regrets. Jason, Steve Burton, looked devastated when he told Tracy, Jane Elliott, that Monica was gone. It's only natural to learn that on Friday, Jason voices his regrets. His relationship with his mother was complicated since he never recovered his memories after the accident that changed his life forever. There's so much about her he doesn't remember, but he must be thankful for these last few months of living at the Q Mansion. It enabled him to spend quality time with Monica. A plea and a rescue. While Jason reels from the loss, his son, Danny, Asher Antonazin, issues a plea. Is this about Scout, Cosette Abinante? Maybe he asks Willow for permission to see his sister. The restraining orders Drew unleashed need to be set aside during this painful time for the Courtemain family. Finally, Lulu, Alexa Havens, comes to the rescue. According to Friday's teasers, Lulu helps an accident victim. Is it a stranger or someone she knows? Today's shocking news. Gio steps up for Emma. Elizabeth delivers bad news to Drew. Port Charles is about to be rocked to its core with an episode that promises to be an emotional roller coaster. Today's General Hospital spoilers for September 19th are a bombshell, with two storylines at the forefront that will leave fans stunned and heartbroken. From a young man's heroic act to a devastating revelation that will change a family's dynamic forever, this is one day in Port Charles you won't want to miss. A hero emerges. Gio steps up for Emma. The search for Emma Drake's beloved dog Outback has been an emotional saga for days, and today, it reaches a fever pitch. Emma, Braden Bruner, has been understandably distraught since her furry best friend vanished. She's feared the worst, a feeling many pet owners can relate to. Her hope has been dwindling, but a surprising hero is about to emerge and turn her despair into hope. That hero is none other than Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. Gio and Emma's friendship has been a highlight of recent weeks. Their bond, which has been growing stronger with each passing day, is about to be tested in the most heartwarming way. Spoilers reveal that Gio, seeing Emma's pain, takes a bold step. He approaches the one person in Port Charles who can make anything happen, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. Joe's plea is simple yet profound. He asks his grandfather to put up a reward for Outback's safe return. This is a massive moment for Gio. He's not just a teenage boy crushing on a girl. He's a young man stepping up to the plate, using his connections to help the person he cares about most. This move shows his maturity and his deep affection for Emma. He knows that Sonny's reach is vast and that a reward from the Corinthos family will be the talk of the town, significantly increasing the chances of finding Outback. The question on everyone's mind is, will they find the dog? Teasers hint that Gio comes through for Emma. This suggests that his heroic effort pays off. But what about Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, who was last seen with the dog? The community has fallen in love with Outback, and Cody is no exception. Will he be the one to return the dog, and if so, will he claim the reward money? It's a classic Cody move, but perhaps this time, his heart will win out over his wallet. The potential for a tender, selfless act from Cody could be a game-changer for his character. Imagine the emotional payoff if he returns out back to a tearful Emma and a grateful Gio, not for the money, but because he genuinely cares. This single act could redeem him in the eyes of many. This storyline is a masterclass in character development. Gio, a character who has often been in the background, is now taking center stage. His selfless action not only moves his relationship with Emma forward, but also solidifies his place as a good guy in Port Charles. This is the kind of story that keeps fans hooked, rooting for the good guys and hoping for a happy ending. The Gemma ship has been sailing for a while now, and this is the moment that could officially launch their romance. This isn't just a story about a missing dog, it's a story about love, friendship, and the lengths we will go to for those we care about. The devastating news: Elizabeth delivers a blow to Drew. The other major event unfolding today is far more somber. Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, is set to deliver bad news to Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson. The timing of this revelation could not be worse, as Drew is already reeling from the aftermath of being shot and is embroiled in a bitter legal battle. But this news has nothing to do with his physical injuries or his legal woes. It's something far more personal and heartbreaking. The general consensus among spoiler communities is that Elizabeth will be the one to inform Drew of the tragic death of Monica Quartermaine, the late Leslie Charlson. The passing of a matriarch is a devastating blow, and Monica's death is particularly poignant, given her long history and importance to the Quartermaine family and the entire town of Port Charles. While Drew and Monica have had a complicated history, she was still family. The news of her death will be a gut punch, especially for a man who has been so focused on his own struggles and has alienated many of his family members. The grief over Monica's death is already permeating Port Charles. We've seen Jason, Steve Burton, deliver the news to a disbelieving Tracy, Jane Elliott, and today, Jason will voice his own regrets about his estranged relationship with his adoptive mother. Now, it's Drew's turn to face this new reality. Elizabeth, ever the compassionate nurse, will be the one to break this news. This moment highlights the depth of Liz and Drew's friendship. Despite everything, she is there for him in a time of crisis, offering comfort and support when he needs it most. This news is a wake-up call for Drew. It may force him to put his petty squabbles and legal maneuvers on hold and confront a much bigger, more permanent loss. Monica's death could be the catalyst for a much-needed period of reflection for Drew. Will he finally see the error of his ways? Will this tragedy push him to reconcile with his family, particularly with his son, Danny, Asher and Tonazan, who is also struggling? Spoilers indicate that Danny will make a heartfelt plea, possibly to see his sister, Scout. This could be Drew's chance to show a softer, more humane about grief, family, and the power of forgiveness. The death of Monica Quartermaine is more than just a plot point. It's a turning point for many characters. It's a reminder that life is fragile and that grudges should be set aside in the face of shared loss. The emotional fallout will be felt for weeks to come, as the Quartermaine family, and indeed all of Port Charles, mourns a woman who was a pillar of the community. The ripple effect. What's next for Port Charles? Beyond these two major stories, today's episode sets the stage for even more drama. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, is seen helping an accident victim, a scene that could lead to a shocking reveal or the return of a beloved character. Rumors are flying that this could be the moment Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, makes his long-awaited return. This would be a welcome surprise for fans and a significant moment for Lulu and the Falconeri family. Jason's journey of regret and his bonding with Tracy Quartermaine yesterday show a rare moment of vulnerability for the stone-cold enforcer. Today, his regrets will be front and center, a poignant reminder of the complicated relationships he has navigated. The passing of Monica gives him a chance to reflect on his past and perhaps forge a new path forward. In essence, today's episode of General Hospital is a masterclass in emotional storytelling. It's a powerful blend of hope and heartbreak, of heroism and profound loss. The writers are using these two pivotal storylines to push characters to their limits, forcing them to confront their true feelings and make choices that will define their futures. Whether it's Joe's selfless act for Emma or Elizabeth's devastating news for Drew, The reverberations of today's events will be felt for a very long time. So, grab your tissues and prepare for a day of television that will leave you breathless. The drama, the emotion, and the shocking reveals are all here. Port Charles will never be the same again.